solidarity is enacted. Often we talk ourselves down in Europe. You'll know the refrain of Europe being too divided, too slow, too soft, long on rhetoric, short on delivery. And yes, in various areas we still underperform compared to our potential. But a little perspective is in order here. Now we are taking executive action in a very fast-moving world, building on the improvements of the last 10 years and with the new opportunities, as I said before, the Lisbon Treaty will enrich. And we should plan our next steps. Be alert to new problems and dangers, guided by our common values, in partnerships with others, and with the conviction that each on our own is unable to deal effectively with the problems of our globalized world. We know that acting together is the only way to defend our interests. But we have also defined acting together as being a strategic common interest. That is why European integration is both a means but also an end in itself. I am convinced that this is the only, through further integration, that Europeans will be able to assert themselves in a more complex world. A world characterized, as you know it very well, by big power shifts, multipolarity, and new security threats. A world where other narratives and other ways of doing things are gaining ground. We need to understand this world, and we have to do it at a deeper level that we often do. For this, we need more common European assessment of what is driving change, how it is affecting our interests, and what our options are to respond. We have a pressing agenda for the next few months. Climate change, without any doubt, sits right at the top. It is vital that we get an ambitious deal in Copenhagen that really sets the world on a low-carbon trajectory. I am concerned, and very concerned, that the politics of climate change is falling behind what the scientists are telling us needs to happen, and if left unchecked, climate change will create real havoc. And as Nicholas Stern, with whom the other day demonstrates and has demonstrated, the cost of inaction vastly outweighs the cost of taking action. So we can take our responsibilities now or pay much higher price later. And let us be clear, if we pay later, we will pay not just in financial terms, we'll pay it also politically. As European Union, we have made a credible commitment on both emission charges and financing. We expect others, the US, China, India, and many others to act in the same spirit. This is a test for the global system and a test for the European Union. We have invested much on it, and we hope to maintain the leadership. Before the end of the year, we will have to grapple with the second round of Afghanistan presidential elections and the wider conundrum, including Pakistan. Our success or our failure will be critical. We also need to press relentlessly to unblock the unacceptable stalemate in the Middle East. And we need it imperatively. the rest of the agenda that we know about ranges from the presidential elections in Ukraine in the month of January to the NPT review conference in May. But there is a wider and longer-term agenda for shaping a more effective foreign policy for the European Union, starting with our neighborhood, but going beyond in line with our global ambition. Let me end with some reflections on that. First, we have to realize that our primary responsibility is to make Europe function, and then to enhance our collective ability to handle global crises. For that, we need the treaty. But for that, we need also the spirit of the treaty when we implement it. Second, we need more capabilities for crisis management, more sensible budget priorities, a more sophisticated political analysis, and all these three things are at reach. Third, the European Union foreign policy cannot function. It is only seen as a service agency for particular concerns of the member states. A European Union where everybody seeks more money and engagement for their priorities of their clients, while disregarding other files, will not work. We need solidarity, not just in finance, but also in political terms. We should back a member state if it has a particular problem or need. But this is a two-way street. You also need to be interested in other people's problems. And we should be strict on any unreasonable use of the unanimity rule. The unwritten maxim of the Union is, thou shalt negotiate, and hence not sit on your position. Fourth, we should build on foreign policy fit for the problems of the 21st century. We should not recreate at the level of the European Union what does not really work at the national level. So we must make it integrated, wide in scope, and geared towards mobilizing networks. This has been the clear verdict of the past 10 years. That is our experience. That is my experience. We should draw inspiration from that to guide us in a world that demands more of Europe. I keep saying that. Whenever you go, whatever country you visit, there's always demand for more European presence. Therefore, the world needs us, needs Europe, but Europeans need Europe too. It's our duty, but also our chance. The difficulties are not little. In some ways are enormous. But what I describe in these minutes, I think is achievable. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm happy to respond to your questions. Thank you.